Welcome back for part 2 of the Garden Report. We are powered by Indochino, so use that promo code GARDEN to get half off on a custom suit. Jae Crowder could use a new made-to-measure suit because his ankle is really swollen after that one.
Street clothes for a while,
right?
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, he'll be wearing lots of Indochino now.
Unfortunately, yeah, maybe get him a green suit. I don't know, but that was a tough loss for the Celtics tonight. Obviously, when you see a guy like Crowder, I've said it on the show before, I think he's the heart and soul of this team. When you see him hopping off the court, and then when we looked at the replay, he came down, I don't know on whose sneaker he landed.
It's Rondo of all people,
Oh, it was Rondo?
Rondo strikes again.
I knew it had to have been Rondo. Couldn't have been anybody else. It had to be Rondo. He just probably stubbed his foot out there. No, he didn't do that. But it's a big loss for them. And we can't really beat around the bush. When they lost Crowder towards the end of the regular season last year, they kind of limped into the playoffs, and we know how that ended. It did not end well. So they really need him. Unfortunately, it looks like he's going to be out at least a week. I'm guessing more like 2 to 3.
More, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably going to be more. I know he's going to try to get back as soon as he can, but you got to be smart about it.
He'll probably be on the court tomorrow in Cleveland. Who knows? But this is a good.
Not traveling.
Yeah, this is a good segue to you because you have been there on the other side of the coin for the whole Jimmy Butler, Jae Crowder rumor mill, and the rumor was 2 Brooklyn picks and Jae Crowder for Jimmy Butler, and everyone in Boston thought that was crazy. But what about on the other side in Chicago?
I think the Bulls have absolutely no reason to give up Jimmy Butler for anything less than a package like that. He's under contract for 3 more years, so it's not like a Kevin Love in Minnesota situation or a Carmelo Anthony in Denver situation where they know they're going to lose him, so they just have to get whatever they can get for him. You know, Jimmy Butler, he's 26 years old, right in his prime. He's probably a top 15, 20 player in the league. And, you know, with those 2 Brooklyn picks, they look great like as assets, but you hope that whoever you draft with those picks ends up being someday as good as Jimmy Butler is right now. So if you're the Celtics, especially since they signed Al Horford, who is 31, or is he 30 or 31? He's 30. So he's not exactly young. Suddenly you have to win now. So getting a guy like Jimmy Butler, you know, if you have to give up a couple of picks to do it, you do it. But now with that said, I think that now once they sign Rajon Rondo and Dwayne Wade and they're clearly going and trying to contend, there's basically no chance they're going to trade Jimmy Butler anytime soon.
You never know. It could melt down.
Trade deadline deal. You never know with those guys. But do the Celtics want to make that deal?
I don't think so, especially after drafting Jaylen Brown, who's a great example of guy that you hope could become Jimmy Butler, but that's like kind of like the best case scenario, right? So having actual Jimmy Butler is more favorable. I think trading Jaylen instead of the future Brooklyn pick might be more appealing just because they have a chance. If they're trading for Jimmy Butler, having Jaylen Brown already isn't as much of a necessity, although it wouldn't be that different than having Jay on staff already. But the idea that Jae Crowder, who's making about half of what Jimmy makes for the same period of time, he obviously does a huge difference offensively, but Jay really kind of compensates on the defensive end to the point that the difference doesn't seem to be a top 3 pick in a loaded draft and then another potential top pick. Although, of course, Brooklyn is having a pretty good season so far, and they might end up making the playoffs at this rate, so who knows?
I would be very surprised if Brooklyn made the playoffs, especially since Jeremy Lin got injured tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah, might be out for a while.
There goes the season. But Brook Lopez will win the 3-point contest, so it'll be fine.
He'll have to compete with Amir Johnson for that.
All right. Well, we'll leave it on that one. 2 greatest shooters in the NBA tonight were Amir Johnson and Brook Lopez. And the World Series was in a rain delay in the middle of the 9th inning when we're filming this, which is why we're filming it so late. So
I don't know who I want to win. Yeah. I just want to see everything burn. So.
Well, one city that starts with a C is going to be burning tonight. So for Sean, for Jimmy, I am Jared. This has been the Garden Report live on CLNS Radio and Celtics blog, powered by Indochino.